Waking up in the middle of nowhere looks like it requires a massive budget, a ton of expensive gear, and hours of planning. It doesn't. Today, I'm showing you the absolute bare minimum you need to start Tesla camping, and why almost everything stopping you is just a mental hurdle. It's 8 AM on a Wednesday, and it feels almost illegal to be waking up to this view. Normally, a trip to the Highlands takes me days of planning, but yesterday at 5 PM, I clocked out of my working day, got in the car, and just drove.
But why did I do this?
Well, I wanted to prove that you really can go on an adventure at the drop of a hat. And in order to do so, you don't need to have all the bells and whistles.
Alright, let's talk gear. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know I have the full setup. The Snuuzu, the Fribble, the fridge. It's great, but it's expensive. And if you're just starting out, you do not need it. If it's your first time, grab a simple air mattress or a thick sleeping pad. Go to your bedroom and grab a blanket and your favourite pillow. With camp mode, you don't need fancy sub-zero sleeping bags. You're essentially in a climate controlled room.
Once you've got your bedding sorted, you need to actually make the car livable. The biggest mistake beginners make is leaving the front seats in their driving position. Here's what you should do instead. Create a new driver profile and call it bedtime or sleep. In this profile, slide the front seats forward and tilt the backrests towards the dashboard. This is a game changer because it gives you about 6 extra inches of legroom for your mattress. But it also opens up massive storage bins in the rear footwells. And this is where you play real life Tetris. I put anything I don't need overnight in those rear footwells. I use the sub-trunk for my fridge, and the front for my gas burner, kitchen utensils and bottled water. My backpack with my clothes and toiletries stays in the driver's seat, along with my water bottle for easy access. Rain jackets and shoes can all be stored here too, and I use the car's dashboard for items that I use daily. By making full use of all the storage compartments the car has to offer, the sleeping area stays completely clear. Oh, and while you're in that camping profile, go ahead and set your screen brightness manually to the lowest setting. Not only will it drain less battery, it'll also help you get to sleep faster. And here's a quick tip. Camp mode is your best friend. It maintains your temperature, filters the air, and uses about 1 to 2% battery per hour. And don't worry, it cuts off at 20%, so you'll never be stranded. Just pack some cheap privacy shades for the windows and you're set.
Okay, let's talk about the thing nobody wants to talk about. The toilet. If you're at a campsite, well, it's easy. The facilities are right there. But if you're wild camping, I like to keep it simple.
Toilet roll in a waterproof Ziploc bag, dog poo bags, water wipes, and hand sanitizer. It's about being prepared and, most importantly, leaving no trace. As for food, you don't need a mobile kitchen. I'll either meal prep at home, use a simple single gas burner, or just bring some instant noodles. And here's a pro tip. Heat your water at home, put it in a high quality flask, and you can have a hot meal or tea hours later without even turning a burner on. Now, before you settle in for the night,
How you park your car is just as important as where.
you can have the best mattress in the world with unbeatable views. But if you're parked on a steep side slope, you're going to spend the whole night fighting to stay on the bed.
You don't need a perfectly flat spirit level, but a noticeable tilt could ruin your sleep.
My trick is simple. I just use the measure app on my iPhone. Just open the level tool, set the phone on the center console armrest, and check the degrees. If it's more than 2 or 3 degrees off, I'll usually try to reposition. Sometimes just turning the car 180 degrees or moving it half a metre forward makes all the difference.
It takes 2 minutes, but it's the difference between waking up feeling refreshed or waking up with a sore back.
One of the biggest mental blocks is simply knowing where you're actually allowed to sleep. For your very first night, I highly recommend doing it on your driveway or just book a proper campsite. It removes 90% of the anxiety. You'll have a flat pitch, a guaranteed toilet, and neighbours nearby, which really helps if you're nervous about being alone. Once you're ready to try wild camping, the fear usually shifts to, what if I'm not supposed to be here? My rule of thumb is to use an app like Park for Night. Look for spots with recent reviews from other campers. And when you arrive, look out for signs. If there's a no overnight parking sign, respect it and move on. It's not worth the hassle. My best advice is arrive while there is still a little bit of daylight left. Trying to scout a safe, legal and level spot in the pitch black is not only stressful, but it's how mistakes happen. If you get there early, you can check the vibes, check your level and settle in with a tea before the sun goes down.
Now, the tech is easy, but the mind is much harder. And the first hurdle is range anxiety.
An easiest fix? Just switch your display from miles to battery percentage. Treat it like your phone. As long as you charge up near home before you head out, you have more than enough juice to camp and get back to a charger. Then there's the fear of strangers.
Statistically, you are much safer out here than you are in a city. But to feel totally secure, share your live location.
Keep the driver's seat clear so you can jump in and drive away instantly.
And lock the doors from the interior touchscreen, not the app. That stops the phone key from letting anyone open the doors from the outside.
Then there's the what if everything goes wrong fear. What if your phone dies? What if the car screen glitches? Well, first, always carry your physical Tesla keycard in your wallet or a pocket. Never leave it lying in the car. Your phone is your primary key, but in the middle of winter, batteries can drain fast. Having that card as a backup removes that locked out panic instantly. Also, while we're at it, let's talk about the emergency exit. Beginners could feel trapped in the back once the locks are on, or if they can't find the door release in the dark. So make sure you familiarise yourself with the door release handles when lying on the mattress. I always tell people, do a dry run in your driveway. Set up the bed, lay in the back, and practice getting in and out of the car. Normally, opening the boot or trunk via the Tesla app is the fastest option, but you can also escape from the rear doors or climb into the front. Once your body knows how to do it, the mental fear of being trapped completely disappears. The last piece of the puzzle is making the most of the tech you already own. One of the best things about Tesla camping is the entertainment. If you don't have premium connectivity, just turn on your phone's personal hotspot. I do this every single trip. It lets me stream Netflix or YouTube right on the main screen while I'm tucked in bed. And don't worry about your devices dying. You've got the USB-C ports for your phone and that 12-volt outlet in the boot. I use it for my fridge, but it can also power your air mattress pump or charge a portable power station like a Jackery while you drive. Just remember the golden rule of Tesla power. Your car is a giant battery. Using the screen for an hour of Netflix is only going to use a fraction of a percent. It's a luxury you just don't get with traditional camping, so you might as well use it. Getting out here doesn't require a massive budget, and it shouldn't require massive stress. Just pack your blankets, pick a spot, and try it for one night. It'll honestly change how you see your car.
If you found this helpful, hit subscribe. I've got plenty more Tesla camping adventures, gear reviews and tips coming up.
And if you want to see what it's like to sleep where James Bond once set foot, check out my recent camping trip by clicking the video on screen now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.